This now. CNN senior military analyst, retired Admiral James Stavridis. Admiral, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Kate especially thanks you. Listen, we just got this tweet from U.S. Central Command that says 2 U.S. flagged merchant vessels have successfully transited through the Strait of Hormuz and are headed safely on their journey there. This comes after President Trump announced overnight that somehow U.S. vessels were going to guide ships out of the strait. I'm going to put up a picture of live traffic right now in the strait. To be honest, we haven't seen a lot of movement here, but we did just get that message from CENTCOM. What do you think that means, that 2 U.S. merchant vessels have transited the strait and are now safely on that journey?
Those are very brave merchant captains who made that decision, considering we don't have a good picture of the mine situation. Are there mines? Are there a lot of mines? We don't know. Certainly the attacks by the Iranians have continued. The threat is certainly still there because of the drones. So my hat's off to the merchant captains who made that decision to go evidently unescorted through the strait. That's a pretty risky proposition for those big merchants loaded up with oil. What needs to happen is, if we're going to undertake an escort program like this, got to get organized, got to get them in convoys, got to put guided missile frigates and destroyers with them, got to sweep for mines. A lot of work to do before that strait is actually fully open.
All right, we should note that after the president made this announcement, the Iranians put out this new map of the Strait of Hormuz. It's sort of like an old version, but a new map that they put out where they indicate that this is where they're blockading the strait. Here and here, everything else inside here, no man shall pass. Basically, the Iranians say they control that. This is their version of the situation. But Admiral, I'm so glad you're here because you can help explain. The president says the U.S. is going to guide vessels out, but sources tell us that doesn't mean escort them out. So what's the difference exactly?
Let's begin with this kind of tale of 2 blockades. You've shown one there. And it's not as simple for the Iranians as getting out a green Sharpie or a red Sharpie and drawing a line. In order to really enforce that, they're going to have a lot of not only mines, they're going to use small boats, they're going to use drones. So they've got capability and capacity, but it's a challenge. The U.S. Navy blockade, which is 1,000 miles of Iranian coastline, continues apace, and the hope is that that will put economic pressure on the Iranians and get them back to the table. In terms of escort or guide, to me, those aren't technical military terms, but to me, an escort would be, think basketball, it would be pretty close to a man-to-man kind of defense. You'd put probably 5 merchants together, put a guided missile cruiser with them, and you'd drive through the strait together to give them protection. Think of that as escort. In terms of guide them, you might think zone defense. You'd kind of put up a few guided missile ships, and then the merchants would go, if you will, from safe spot to safe spot going through. John, we should not underestimate the effort it will take to open the strait and keep it open. Think 1 aircraft carrier, 24 guided missile destroyers, half a dozen frigates, 300 Air Force aircraft, 50 Army. I'm not trying to drag you into military porn here, but it would take a lot of capacity to keep that strait open.
Yeah, we have internet blockages for that if you tried to bring us there. Listen, Admiral, while we have you, I want to move from your knowledge of the strait, where you've transited several times, to your knowledge as, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander. President Trump says he's removing thousands, 5,000, 6,000 troops from Germany, obviously a NATO ally there. What impact will that have?
Let's do the numbers. There are 100,000 U.S. troops in Europe, so 5,000 is 5%. It's hardly a death blow to NATO or to U.S. forces Europe. On the other hand, it has high symbolic content. Our largest concentration of troops, about 30,000, are in Germany. And it also kind of rattles fears in other places where we have troops, such as northern Italy, Spain. We have a large concentration of guided missile destroyers. And all of these European countries derive benefit from those troops. There's a huge economic impact on their economy. So I think this is symbolic. It's a sign of displeasure on the part of the president. Final thought, John, I am hopeful that the Europeans will, in fact, participate in a mission to open the strait. This may provide some impetus to get that to happen.
Well, we will see. We are obviously watching that closely, and we are watching the situation in the strait very closely right now to get a better sense of if or how, just how open it has become. Thank you, Admiral. Appreciate it. Kate?